To you by Seiko. Welcome back. A survey has found many tenants of subdivided flats are being overcharged by their landlords for electricity. A concern group urges the government to come up with more measures to tackle the problem. Owen Fung reports.
Ms. Ngai and her family live in a subdivided flat in Shamshui-po. Her landlord installed an independent meter to measure her family's electricity consumption and charges $1.50 per kilowatt hour. That's more expensive than the average tariff of $1.10 per kilowatt hour. According to a survey by the concern group Fighting for Low-Income Security Alliance, the electricity bill for many subdivided flat tenants are inflated. The alliance surveyed 180 subdivided flat tenants between October and December last year. It's found that 99% of the respondents are paying more than the average tariff of $1.10 per kilowatt hour. Close to 80% of the respondents are paying more than $1.40 per kilowatt hour.
The previous survey we did before and about half a year ago, which shown that only 30% of the interviewees were paying more than $1.4 per unit. There is a huge increase in electricity costs for people living in subdivided units.
Current supply rules of local power companies prohibit landlords from reselling electricity. But there are no clearly stated penalties against violators. The alliance urges the government to rectify this regulatory oversight and deter such unlawful practice. In response, CLP Power says it will investigate suspected cases of reselling electricity. In addition, the company says it will install independent meters for qualified tenants, enabling them to use electricity at regular rates. Owen Fung, TVB News.
Secretary for Labor and Welfare Matthew Jung has threatened more lawsuits against Asia Television if the station doesn't pay its employees their salaries. He pointed out that paying staff only half their November wages is unacceptable. Evelina Lung reports.
The government is prosecuting Asia Television for failing to pay employees on time last September. The Secretary for Labor and Welfare today warned this may only be the start of litigation against ATV. Matthew Jung pointed out authorities are now gathering more evidence and witnesses to put together another case against the troubled broadcaster. He also added, according to the law, ATV has to pay their employees their December salaries by the 7th of January. Jung also said paying staff half their salaries for November is completely unacceptable. In response, ATV's executive director, Ip Kapo, said during a telephone interview that employees should be paid the rest of their November salaries by Wednesday. This after foreign television stations have expressed interest in buying ATV programs. However, Ip did not say when staff will be paid their December salaries and if they will be paid in full. He only said he hopes the station can comply with the law and pay employees on time. Evelina Lang, TVB News.
A 600-year-old building has been destroyed in a fire in the southwestern province of Yunnan on the mainland. The blaze broke out early Saturday at the Gongchen Gate in Weisan County, south of the Dali ancient city. The structure was built in the Ming Dynasty around the year 1390. The gate building has a stone structure at the bottom and a wooden structure on the top. The wooden part of the building was completely damaged. There were no reports of injuries in the fire. Authorities are still investigating the cause of the blaze.
Myanmar celebrated its Independence Day today with a grand military parade. It was the first time that such a large-scale parade was held since 1962, back when the military seized power in the country. Apart from the marching soldiers, ethnic minorities dressed up in their traditional outfits also took part in the parade. The event was attended by President Thein Sein, representatives from various ministries, and foreign guests. The armed forces showcased their helicopters and their fighter jets, as well as their tanks, missiles, and long-range artillery. Myanmar gained its independence from Britain officially on January 4th, 1948. And Chris, over to you for some sports today.
And over to the U.S. for Steven Gerrard, it seems, expected to join the L.A. Galaxy of Major League Soccer at the end of the English Premiership season. Gerrard cited fewer starts as the main reason for leaving the Reds. However, the 34-year-old stressed he hasn't checked out of Anfield yet.
The key for me now is to finish the season strong from a personal point of view and try and achieve something for the team. And try and cheer the fans up. You know, they've had a difficult 6 months like the rest of us, so I'm focused now, and I've told the manager a couple of days ago when we had a chat that, you know, he's got no worries about me down in tools. I'll be here till the end and keep fighting till the final ball I kick, and I'd love nothing better than to try and win a trophy here. And
Carolina Panthers moved a step closer to the Super Bowl with a 27-16 win over the Arizona Cardinals in the National Football League playoffs.